It's a double feature. Ow, fuck. Welcome to a Grace and Todd double feature, or as I like to say, a GTDF. Todd thoughts, Todd thoughts, Todd thoughts. After I did my usual log on to Rotten Tomatoes to decide what my opinion was of these films before I went to see them, I actually saw this graphic, and this side-by-side had me curious. One, very highly critically appraised, very low audience praise. Other, very low critical praise, very high audience praise. Who's right? Who will win? Give both sides knives. Let's duke it out. Critics don't know what they're talking about. Man, audiences are so fucking dumb. But what does old Grayson Todd think? Rambo, everyone's favorite action boy Rambo. Why am I wearing those? This is the 5th film in the Rambo series. A series that I have, if I saw them, I forgot them. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I remember the 4th one. Whew, whole lot of killing. Sylvester Stallone's 120 years old. This is supposed to be the last one. Is it going gracefully into that good night? Or is it, let's just say it's option 2. So Rambo is a troubled man, and the only thing he has is this ranch and his niece. He loves his niece very much, but his niece wants to find her daddy. Big problem, her daddy's in Mexico. Mexico, uh-oh, scary place. Rambo's like, hey lady, better not be going to Mexico. Scary place. Guess what? Rambo was justified. She gets sold into sex trafficking, gets shoot up with heroin, and dies. This pisses Rambo off, rightfully, and so he goes down to Mexico, does his thing, comes back home, they retaliate, he does his thing. Last Blood. Why do action movies in the 80s work so well, but brand new action movies made in that same vein, with that same tone and that same style, why does that miss the point so horribly for me? I love 80s action movies. So why do those work and modern ones don't? Well, modern ones do. You have John Wick, I think those are brilliant. The Raid, Dread, modern action movies work. But they also have a different tone than, say, Rambo or the Expendables. I don't know if they've gone harder on their rah-rah masculine message. I've always viewed it as a silly funhouse mirror of what masculinity in the 80s and a one-man army, what they can do, right? Commando is a joke fantasy film. Watching, I don't know, let's say Eli Roth's Death Wish remake, it feels like, oh, they're serious about this. They actually think those things. Let's say the 80s was like a really good shirt that just fit perfectly. You got a little confidence when you wore it. It hugged your biceps just right, and it made you look kind of thin, and you felt good about yourself. Well, now it's 30 years later, and you're still trying to put on that shirt. And well, your body has, let's say, outgrown that shirt, but you're still trying to grab on to that feeling that you had when you used to put it on, even though that shirt has faded, it's torn, dirty, it's stained, and it just doesn't work anymore. It's off. And Rambo The Last Blood is fucking off. It's just miserable. There's no joy in it. Very grim and like sad, and it feels like it's trying to expose like this really dark world, kind of Taken-esque. So when the killings start happening, and the killings are so almost cartoony, played against this very like dirty and gross reality, it doesn't mesh. There's no fun in it. The villains are essentially non-existent. Mexican drug lords. They're bad guys. There's these two that are particularly bad, but that's about it. That's literally all we know about them. and they say 5 words to Rambo himself. So Rambo sets up all these traps, and we see him setting up every single trap, and every single trap gets utilized by faceless henchmen, and the Rambo's always just right around the corner when that trap's activated. Not only has he planned out that they're going to walk into the traps, but he's planned out the order in which they will walk into the traps, and he's right there to turn around and deliver the killing blow. And when it comes time for the humanity, the human emotions, the camera just cuts away. The moment that he's losing it all and he's crying, you don't see his face at all. So why try to make it such a emotional core if the actors are not there to do the material? It does a disservice to your film. I feel like they tried with it, and they felt like they were doing like a really grand last hurrah for Rambo, but it just did not jive with me. When it came time for Rambo to literally rip the heart out of the main antagonist, there's a man sitting next to me fucking clapping. Glad someone got something out of it, because I felt literally nothing during it. It just doesn't work in a modern context. So Rambo Last Blood, slam it or jam it. I'm saying a hard slam. Lay it to rest. Let Rambo fucking sleep. Time to look like a prestigious film critic. Ad Astra is the story of Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt is on a secret journey to retrieve his father, played by Tommy Lee Jones. The mystery unfolds along the way. Directed by James Gray of the Secret Land of Z. Thrilling tale about space and humanity and the human condition. And it wasn't bad. The main audience complaint seems to be that it's really boring. Yeah, sure, yeah, maybe I fell asleep. I closed my eyes for just a little. This film is a mood piece. I really love just kind of soaking in a film. I really appreciated that the story was just like, it was super straightforward. Brad Pitt has to go get Tommy Lee Jones. There's a mystery about what exactly happened. His dad is a hero, and Brad Pitt wants to be a hero just like him. So he suppressed all of his emotions and ruined all of his earthly relationships. And it takes its time, but I think it's very purposeful. Brad Pitt narrates the film. He narrates in a very monotone. It adds to this layer that he's talking about how he's had to hold in his emotions. He's kind of known for never letting his heart rate reach over 100 beats per minute. I think the film does a really, really good job of creating that calm, that stillness, that sureness. And slowly as the movie goes on, it breaks away that confidence, and you start to get more weary. You start to get more paranoid about what's out there. What exactly is he gonna find when he reaches his dad? This film actually plays out more like a horror film. As a fan of Alien, Event Horizon, Pandora, I think I like that one. Isolated horror experiences. Ad Astra does a really good job of capturing it. There are spectacular scenes of just suspense and thrills and space grandeur. I think the film does a really good job of putting you exactly in his headspace. I feel like a lot of really heavy sci-fi, you get kind of lost in the weeds of it. This film kept everything to its like spine, which is Brad Pitt and his relationship with his father. Some of the visuals are just absolutely gorgeous. I would love to just have them painted. For the pure creativity and stunning visualization of the mental state that Brad Pitt's character goes through, I have to give this film a jam. I felt 100 times more emotion than I did during Rambo. I think if you're willing to go on this slow burn journey, it's very, very rewarding. I think there's a discipline that you need as an audience. Sure, there's only so much you can and should give a film when it comes to being patient. I think some films are challenging in their filmic vocabulary, their visual vocabulary that they're trying to convey to the audience. And if you're willing to accept that challenge like a difficult book, if you will. If you're willing to take that challenge, then I think the movie is very rewarding. And if anything, you can just use it as ASMR and take a wonderful nap in one of the luxury seating experiences. So Ad Astra is a total jam from me. Those are some of my thoughts. Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out my other reviews and thoughts and whatevers, and got an itchy back. Thank you for watching, everyone, and stay super posy. And yeah, I gotta think of something better to say at the end. Doodles!